It's Uncle Mark here again. Long time no see. I know. Well, Uncle Mark here with another video. I'm going to change my anode in my hot water tank. What does it have to do with cars? No, nothing really, but hey, if your hot water tank goes, you can't either work on your car or drive your car because you're going to be too worried about the hot water tank. But you're probably wondering, why should I change it? The way it works is the anode, they call it a sacrificial anode. What it does is it starts rusting with the two dissimilar metals. Because they're different, they start rusting or reacting. And that goes instead of the tank starting to rust. Once it's gone, then the tank starts rusting. It's just the chemical reaction kind of thing. So if you can replace it within, well, before it's gone, in theory, your tank should last. Put another one in. The anode will do its job again. It'll start breaking down, but the tank shouldn't. So that's what I'm going to do. It's been a few months. I think 22 months or 16 months or something like that since the last one. I've replaced it quite a few times. Kind of show you how to do it. It's a little bit, well, you need a couple specialized tools. Like, well, I don't know who's got an air impact. I used an electric impact that I got to get it out the first time. This time it should come out pretty easy because, well, I've torqued it down and didn't make it too tight. If you're wondering what an anode costs, I think I paid about 20 bucks for it in Canada here. That's Canadian too, so what's that in American? About $2? Well, I know it's more. What's the tank worth? Well, here we're looking at anywhere from 400 to 500 bucks for an electric 40-gallon hot water tank. I don't know what the natural gas ones are worth. Plus, you know, if you have to get a natural gas one installed by a natural gas guy, it's probably going to cost you $1,000 or something. And the same maybe with an electric tank. So 20 bucks, 30 bucks, and a little bit of your time every, 3 years or so. Save yourself a tank. Let's try and save some money. One of the first things you're going to want to do is find the breaker that your hot water tank is hooked up to. Turn it off. The thing you want to do is locate where your water is. In our case, it's right beside the hot water tank. Move this stuff away and just shut it off. What you may want to do is just, if you have a sink in the bathroom in the basement, if you run a little bit of water, probably won't hurt because it'll drain some of the water that would normally go into the tank. Something else you'll want to do is somewhere there'll be a pressure relief valve. Of course, this one's being set up so that it goes down into this pan. We have enough room here, but hoping I just catch a little bit of the water, and I'm gonna just pull on this and let some water out. Ugh. Pretty gross. That might not be a good sign. Now you might have to let out a little more water than I did there because what I've got here is I've put some shutoffs that go into here so that I can bypass if this tank ever needs some maintenance or whatever. It's not a bad idea. When these are up, the water's going down into there and coming back up. I've got them turned. I've got this bypass, so see what happens here. But let's go into this anode thing. This is where it's going to be. Usually you need a... Ouch! Wow, that's tight. Usually you need a screwdriver to pull this off of here. It's just a plug. And then usually there's a bunch of insulation in here. I'll show you. Now I've done this one before, so as you can see, insulation in there, it would be packed right to the top. You'd have to dig it out, and there's your anode. The top of it anyway. Let's try and get that out of there. Need a big socket. This one's 27 millimeters. I don't know what that is in inches. Stick that in there. extension, I'm going to use a big breaker bar, but the first time you do this, you may have to actually, I think I used an impact, an electric impact, because it was so tight. Ugh. See, this is not too bad because I didn't tighten it too crazily. Let's see what it looks like, huh? Hope I can get it out of here. Oh my goodness. Not good, not good, not good. I waited too long. Well, not completely too long. I've got my dates here the last time. Oh, so I see when I first did it was 19 months. I said it was too soon. 16 months, still too soon. This one was 21 months. A little too late. Take a look. I just have it on the freezer here. What it's. Well, this one was a little longer, but see how thick it is. And it's got this little metal piece in the middle of it. I don't know if we can see it on the edge here. Yeah, you kind of can. See right there? That's that middle piece. And what it does is two dissimilar metals, and they start corroding instead of your tank. And that's all that's left of this. So I'm gonna, once this is all gone, you're up a creek. I've had it where this piece is completely missing and it's just that end. Well, let's put the new one in anyway. I put some Teflon tape on the threads here just so it doesn't leak. And which way do we want to do this? Because it's going to turn this way. When it gets in, that's going to rub. That way, yeah, that works. You never remember which way to set it on there. This will just prevent some leaks. We hope. You don't want this thing leaking. Just put a whole bunch of it on there. That's got to be lots. Alright, let's stick her in. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Plan B. It's, I'll show you what it's doing. Look. Look down there as I stick it in. Just watch what the water's doing here. It's coming up. Wants to go over. I have to let a little more water out. We go dump that and then we'll try it again. Let's try it again, see how much more water we can get out of there. Can't really see it going down too much, but that's getting pretty full again. Let's just sit that baby under there. And one more time, probably be enough. Open that valve up just a little bit more. Just want it down far enough that when I put the anode in, it doesn't push too much water up. Then let's put her back in. Same way we took it out, just backwards. Stick it in there, and then we're going to get our torque wrench and our socket. I did 35 foot-pounds just then I knew it would come off next time. I don't know originally what it's set at, but I've had this out quite a few times now at the 35 foot-pounds, and it seems totally easy to get out, and I haven't had it leak. So at least you know what's in there. So there might be some other plugs there for whatever reason. This one says anode, so. Like I said, at the 35 pounds like I did last time, I kept my own records. It was a 6 point, it was 27 millimeters. And I'm gonna write down here again to try it, well, a little different times than those because it was just a little bit too long. So all you have to do now is, I guess you could check for leaks. I should be okay because we put anyway, just put the cap back on. Write down a date, because that'll probably be the first time you've done it. I don't know. It's hard to say how long. Give you a little history lesson here. Let's move this stuff the wife's got on here. So it looks like that's when I bought the tank, 2008. The first time I did it was 41 months. I've got too long written on there. The next time I did it was 26 months. I said, do sooner. I did 19 months. It says a little too soon. 16 months, too soon. What did we say? This was 24, please? This was 21 months too late, basically. So I don't know what we'll do. We'll just maybe we'll do. Well, maybe we'll stick with the 19 again. 19 will probably work. Better sooner than later. I had trouble in the past too with heaters. I've got it in a pan. Actually, I have it sitting on something in the pan, and then I've got a plastic going out. And it goes all the way around and into my sewer. So if it ever does start leaking, it'll leak into here and not into our rec room or other places like it's done in the past. You don't want to go through insurance. It just costs you too much. Better be prepared. So I guess one of our last steps is turn the water back on. And let's go turn the power back onto it. And as you can see, I've got it marked because a lot of times, if you want to go away for a week or something somewhere, why have your hot water tank running all that time? Save you a couple bucks. You may want to run some of your water a little bit just to make sure that it's not banging and clacking, and you've drained some water out of there, right? 12, 24 January. December